Hey guys, this is Zinkbox, and I'm sitting here at the desk with
Cam
the man. And today is going to be our very first feature match at the table. This is the feature table at home. We have Jaquan versus Dustin. Yeah, we're going to try to get more of these games for you guys, but you know, bear with us with our raw setup for now. Okay, so you know what? You guys can go ahead. What are you guys playing best of? Best of 3, best of 2?
Best of 2.
Best of 2? Okay, let's do it.
If there's such thing.
10.
Roll 10.
Your
All right.
choice.
Snake
take, play.
eyes.
Go.
Good luck.
Good luck. No! Wish you terrible luck. So right now we're doing a top-down setup. We are working on getting more of these feature matches for you guys, especially with the new set Azurite Sea. What do you think?
I think this set's pretty good so far. There's a lot of interesting cards and new concepts I think that people will be developing.
well.
Okay.
So who's on the play, who's on the draw?
I'm on the play.
Okay. Yeah, just announce your plays. We're going to be backseat commentary while you guys have your live audio fed to us as well.
I'll say I'm very interested in seeing the Christmas deck in action.
Oh, yes. So Dex, Jaquan is playing green-red or red-green, and Dustin is playing blue-steel with new cards.
Mhm.
I tried out Dustin's deck. It was actually quite interesting. It feels like just lots of firing of damage all over the place. All right, go ahead. Yeah, if you want to show your hand to the camera, if you want to, go ahead.
Oh.
Yeah, yours is definitely not showing you. It's not showing anything, Dustin. Don't worry about it. Just play. Just play.
Perfect.
Inca
Sounds
Diablo.
Yes,
Play
sir.
Diablo.
Oh, gets a hand check right away with that Diablo play.
All right. You're good.
Am I though?
I mean, Diablo's such a nice opening. You get to see everything. You know
Draw
what
for
your
turn?
opponent's matches.
Exactly.
You know the matchup. Yeah, it looks pretty good.
Inca Tamatoa.
Tamatoa has been inked.
Play a force sphere.
Yep.
Draw a card. Go
Essentially
ahead.
popsicle
Okay.
opening.
Draw for turn.
Get that draw.
Yeah. Unfortunately for this, Dustin won't be able to top deck a Be Prepared here.
Going to
We're many ink away from
Ditch
that.
Apart Life. Shift in Diablo.
Shift in Diablo. Wow.
Oh my.
That's an ideal Emerald opening.
Ink
Yeah.
the Maui Half Shark.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a very
Quest for
expensive
one?
piece of ink.
Yes, sir.
Quest for 1.
And
Choose
pass
one.
turn.
And then the draw begins.
Draw for turn.
Diablo draw.
Yep.
This draw you can quite easily miss if you're new to the game.
Inca Fishbone Quill.
Ink's the fishbone.
Play an Azurite Sea.
Yep.
Draw.
Okay,
And draw.
just the draw card. Oh, the dangers of Diablo is still very much within this meta.
Exactly.
I mean, that's like one of Blue's biggest
Inkwell?
weaknesses,
Yep.
right?
Okay.
The Diablo on board early.
Draw for turn. Ready.
And
Yep.
while
Cards
playing
in hand.
red, you can't brawl it off. But you do have fire
Six.
cannons.
Yeah. In theory, Steel does have more answers than Red-Blue.
Going to pay 2 for Ursula.
Another check in the hand. So you can keep that Diablo alive. Seems like it's gonna happen because there's nothing to ping off that Diablo. So Jaquan is gonna be able to maintain that hand advantage.
Ink
This-
Arts Life.
Yep.
Oh my.
A Pirate's Life.
Quest for 1.
Quest
Yep.
for 1.
Pass.
Jaquan at 2. To Dustin 0.
Draw. Inca Pete.
Mhm.
Inks the Pete. Mr. Smee.
Okay.
Yeah, Jim Hawk.
And Jim Hawkins. Both 2 drops.
Go ahead.
Okay. Draw for turn.
We're gonna add 3 ink now on turn 6.
Cards in hand.
4.
This is turn 7 or turn 6? It's turn 7 now.
Mhm.
This looks like green steel, like emerald steel at the moment. The opening is very standard here. The first couple of turns look pretty emerald heavy.
All of the hand checkers available.
Yeah, and Diablo is staying alive.
3 for Tigger.
3 for a Tigger. So we're starting to see some of the ruby drops now.
Yeah, some of the newer cards.
What does the Tigger do?
Tigger, so Tigger will gain lore I believe, per every action. So when you finally questo them after you build
Ink,
up
we don't
like,
talk about Bruno?
massive actions, you will gain that many lore.
Wow, that's a lot. It's only for the turn, though.
Quest 1.
I believe so.
So plus for
Pass turn.
1 for the Diablo, and we inked
Drop.
away.
Drop for down.
We don't talk about Bruno.
Inca Tinkerbell.
Ink-a-tink.
Gains Challenger +2.
Challenger +2. I don't think that's once per turn. If you keep on inking more
No,
and more cards, you
I'm
can get
pretty
more and more
sure it
challenger.
stacks.
Yeah, I think it stacks. Now we get the Fishbone Quill. And speaking of Fishbone Quill, are we going to use the Fishbone ability? Yes, we are. We are exerting that
Yep.
to put another card face down into the inkwell.
3.
Active.
Shift.
Yep.
Oh,
Deal 1 damage.
Shifting in.
To
Now that's
the
gonna
Diablo?
deal damage. It's basically a little Tinkerbell dealing damage across the board. Or is it just one card? That's one card ping.
Quest for 2.
Quest for 2. Putting
ahead. Smee
dust
takes
on the map
damage.
now.
Drop for turn.
Let's be a map. You know,
Cards in
Azurite
hand?
Sea treasure
1.
map.
exactly.
Yeah, let's
Now,
go.
unfortunately, the Jim Hawkins is not a captain, so that Smee will
Still-
be getting a damage at the end.
Nah, unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's okay. That evasiveness of the Diablo is still one of the
Sing Sun Show.
most annoying things for any opposing threat.
Yeah.
1 for Hidden
Got
Cove.
sudden chill just now into, is that the Hidden Cove?
That is the Hidden Cove.
Move 1. Just do it here.
Oh, that Diablo has got a pretty good longevity. The extra life. You got a little one up.
Yeah.
move
potentially
everything
buys
to the
another
cove.
turn.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
unless Dustin pulls off some sort of firing of cannons of sorts, or starts
Well, he's
grabbing
Moved
some
all 3.
grab some
into the Hidden
swords.
Cove.
All
Ink
three
Ursula?
can go. Ink's a hit Ursula.
Quest for 2 because Tigger gains 1 because I use an action.
So quest
And
for
then I'm
2.
going to quest for 1 for
And
Diablo.
quest for 1 for Diablo.
Pass turn.
Jay Quan quite ahead, especially when it comes to card draw. That Diablo I've never seen the Diablo live that long.
1.
Yep.
He pays, exerts 1, and we are firing the cannons. That takes out that Diablo. Finally, the draws are now not going to come with a little bit of extra drawing tax. The Diablo tax.
Exactly.
Oh, is he questing? Oh, we are going for a challenge of Jim Hawkins
Quest.
into the Ursula Deceiver.
Go ahead.
Okay. Drop for turn.
Okay. Just 1 damage, no problem, no problem. Tigger's still on the board. Ink-wise, I don't think Dustin got a huge ramp advantage when it comes to the inkwell.
No, seeing his hand initially, it was hurting for a bit of ink.
Ink Hypnotize.
Ink the Hypnotize.
Tigger into Smee.
Tigger is going to swing to
Oh, yeah.
I have
gains
1 from Hidden Cove.
Oh, at the 3 life, the extra
Do 6.
willpower from the Hidden Cove keeps it alive. That cove
Do
goes
a
away. That
Maui
Tigger
Shark?
will also go
Yep.
away.
And pass
Will
turn.
get banished.
Oh, Maui Shark coming down. Another new card from Azurite Sea.
Draw.
So, Maui Shark, what does it do?
I believe whenever it quests, you can add back an action. So this also includes your songs.
Whenever it
Whenever it
challenges.
challenges, yeah.
Ooh.
It does have evasive as well, and every time you play an action, gain 1 lore.
That's dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
If you keep, playing cheap actions, you can really ramp up the lore.
Even if it's not a cheap action, adding back something like a Be Prepared is also pretty scary.
That's right. This is Ruby after all. Get that little
Plus-
contingency plan. Little self-destruct button. My base is not working out so well. Hit that red button and reset the entire field.
Yeah.
Jaquan considering his moves, options. I mean, we're well into the mid to late game now with that much ink.
Move Maui.
Maui is now even stronger.
Yeah.
Challenge.
How come all cards named Maui are so strong?
They all seem to be very aggressive.
that pirate
Yeah,
side?
very
base,
aggressive.
yeah.
Oh, especially the red Mauis, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless all Mauis are red. There is a different color Maui, isn't there?
There might be one in green, if I'm not mistaken.
Man, they're so focused.
Ink Maui.
There's the other Maui.
6 pirate
When
side.
there's a
I
problem.
gain 2 lore, you lose 2 lore.
Yep.
Ooh. What a shit.
Pass turn.
That's a
Oh, and I
four-
actually gain 1 more lore from Maui.
4 lift change.
Every time I play an action.
Yeah, that's a 5 lore change. Yeah, of course,
5?
the Maui's still on
Yep.
the.
Let it go.
Ooh.
Exactly.
Oh, now welcome to the Inkwell.
Prince John. Ooh, Prince John.
Ooh, John into the Hidden Cove.
Pass.
Now that ward is probably the most annoying thing about John. And once green is ready, the Emerald player can always just quest out,
Yep.
just throwing
Yep.
those Johns in because they do quest for 2.
5?
Yep. Oh.
Oh, we get the whole new world taking away Dragonfire, Maui, and we don't talk about Bruno from Jaquan's hand. I can't see what Dustin lost. I don't think he lost a thing.
No. Top deck off the popsicle.
It was a top deck off popsicle.
That's a feels good wheel moment.
Wheel. This is a whole new world.
That's true. That's true.
This ain't Magic the Gathering. That's a competitor's game.
What game again?
Ink.
What?
Yep.
We're just building a story.
Well.
These Illumineers are duking it out. Prince John, one of my favorite cards. I love that card.
Well, you love all the discard cards, don't you?
Yeah, well, coming from a Yu-Gi-Oh background for sure. Like discarding the opponent's hand. Hand loop, hand loop. So we get ourselves
But-
another Jim Hawkins, placed onto the board. Not dry yet, but it's got that challenger ability. Surprisingly, with a fishbone, you can get it to like almost like 4
Ink Diablo?
strikes.
Yep.
For power. It's for power. We inked the Diablo. We don't need the hand check anymore, but Jaquan did get refresh a full new hand from that whole new world as well. And I don't know, it's such a dangerous card to play. Sometimes
one
you
to
give
play
up
Diablo?
way too
So you
many
have-
things, especially like a blue player when they have like just that much ink available.
Okay.
Exactly.
But for Jaquan, he already has his own inkwell built up, even without being blue.
Or for Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got the Robin Hood. Sharpshooter. We're gonna get more actions into this game.
Or for Robin Hood.
Another double Robin Hood. If those starts questing, it's gonna look pretty dicey.
Pass turn.
We get that fishbone readied up,
Draw.
ready, and draw. Here we go.
Draw.
Popsicle for the draw from 1. What do you think about Jumbo Pop?
Jumbo Pop seems to be interesting card. The payoff doesn't seem to be
Yeah,
as good
high
as your
ability.
Yep.
standard popsicle, but maybe it might find a useful home in some deck with this new set.
Well, time to cut you off and say, Hiram Flavor. I forgot his
Ooh.
name.
Flavor Shield?
3 for P.
Flavorsham?
Yep.
Is that what it is? You'll draw another 2 cards. The classic Popsicle Hiram play. And into Pete, the game referee. If you
Ink of
play
Sail.
Whole New World and then drop Pete, it feels so good that there's very little that they can retaliate with. And then you go be prepared on the turn after. Oh man, what a clean feeling. You have to deal with like 90% of the repercussions. Now, with Robin Hood Sharpshooter, does that bypass Pete?
It does not, no.
So the Robin Hood will not be able to get the effects off. We're learning about the rules as we play. Because technically you're still playing the action, and there's no action to be played with that Pete. That Pete is such an
So he's
amazing card.
challenger.
They should make that card enchanted.
They should. I'm amazed it wasn't a higher rarity.
Quest for
Yeah,
Okay.
right? It's so good.
Okay, draw.
Okay, so we're going to delay a little bit of sharpshooting from our Robin Hoods for now. But that doesn't prevent them from just entering the cove and, having a little safe party house. A little fire festival in the Hidden Cove. That's so many ink. I didn't expect the game to last this long. We're 14 minutes into this game. And we're still in game 1.
Exactly, and No one has yet to breach the 10 lore.
Yeah, it's true.
Goofy.
Goofy. Is that a superhero?
Yep. Move Goofy into the cove.
Goofy into the cove.
Very largely statted Goofy.
That's some goofy stats he has there.
Indeed.
4 for another Goofy.
Oh my.
Man, Jay Kwan playing things in pairs. It's like he's a poker player or something.
Goofy's going to challenge Jim Hawkins. He's still going to live. He only takes 2 damage. And then Goofy's ability, when it challenges, doesn't have to banish. I gain 2 lore.
Sure.
And then I'm going to do that again to Jim Hawkins.
Ooh, now we're breaking the halfway
And
point.
then Prince John's going to quest for 2.
Oh, we are trying
Pass
to
for turn.
push for game here. So, Jay Kwan here is putting on the pressure. Next turn could be the one that quests out.
Draw.
Hopefully Dustin is able to see some steel removal cards.
Fire on quest.
Yep.
Speaking of that, he's going to attempt to dig for it by banishing the Photosphere to draw 2 cards from the hero. Will this be enough, though? Pays 1.
Popsicle draw.
Another popsicle and 3rd card draw.
Trying to dig deep into that deck.
Need that B prep. B prep is like
Placer?
the thing he needs right now. Is the amount of digging he's gonna do gonna get him there? Now he plays another Fortress, another draw. That's 4 cards drawn for the turn, and 1 more for the draw for
Well,
turn.
I think for
5 cards in.
the steel without their B prep for blue-red,
He-
you're going to need to deep dig for either...
It's true. This is not a Ruby. This is like I'm so stuck in the whole like Sapphire Ruby
I
matchup.
think the long came Zeus is maybe one of the only ways you can deal with
This
some
current,
of those
this
Robin
current board,
Hoods.
yeah.
But even then, I don't know if it's
Like
gonna
Robin
be
Hood
enough
has
to
4
remove that
4
many
life.
bodies.
How much life does Robin Hood have?
1/4.
You got
1
it.
4.
Okay.
And Dustin concedes game number 1. There was no way that he could take out those cards. He needed multiple copies of Grab Your Swords to just take out everything, but that was not the case here.
Man,
And
where are
so
those
game
swords?
1 goes
Holy
to
crap, Doug's so deep.
Jason Kwan.
You don't pay 1, let it go.
2.
2.
You need a lot of answers, like especially like I don't know, like you know the biggest advantage of course
They were
blue being
clumped up
able to
together.
just ramp up
Power
so
shuffle.
hard and then
Unfortunate.
just play the big cards where usually the other the opponent cannot keep up because they're just so large, like Maleficent and Tamatoas and all those big characters. But when you get to the point where your opponent also has equal amount of ink, rather than dropping a bunch of large dudes, they just drop a bunch of medium characters, you know, the range 4, 4 drops and 4 drop and 4 drop. And now I'm like, man, I just need something to wipe it all out. This is not red. Red, you can't just beat prep everything and just clear it all in one day. There's no Sisu either
Yeah.
to kind of swipe them all off the board.
Yeah, unfortunately with the blue steel, you can't remove your opponent's board when they go as wide as you can with the red blue. That is the one downside, it would seem.
But right now, because
So you'd
Jake
be on the
Kwan
play.
went first, Dustin has to go first in this best of 2.
Hopefully this time Dustin can start off with a better hand than what he did with game 1.
He's choosing his mulligan. One fun tip when your opponent is mulliganing,
7.
make sure they mulligan face down on the table so they don't
4.
look at it first. Some sketchy business I've seen. Alrighty, here we go, here we go. The mulligan is complete. They've bottom decked and they have shuffled.
Getting ready for the game 2.
I'm just here enjoying the game. So, of course, this is our very first feature match we put on the channel, so we are still working on a lot of different things here,
Show your hand.
okay? So we're gonna
Show
see if
my
we can get a better
hand.
mat, make it look a
Apparently
lot
I
more
failed at
clean,
that last time.
automate a couple of things here and there, and we're gonna make this viewing experience hopefully as good as the DLC.
Go
Maybe
ahead.
a little less filtered.
Yeah.
We're doing this at home. We can do whatever we want. We ain't sponsored.
Ink Pirate Sec?
Yep.
We
Play
get
Fred. Pass.
Oh, we got Fred. Now Fred's such a scary character. Like it's a 1/1, but it basically can get you to 3 lore just from dropping him.
It's almost like a
Sail?
green
Yep.
goat
Draw.
equivalent.
Mm-hmm.
Any way you kind of deal with him, you will be gaining 2 lore.
As long as you're not banishing it by challenging.
Exactly.
You put a damage. You can mosquito bite
Go
it. Fred dies to a mosquito bite. Apparently, it has malaria.
Exactly.
Takes him out. You brought the wrong kind of mosquito
And Goofy?
back.
That is actually a very interesting point you bring
2
up
for
with the
Ursula?
mosquito bite, since it's technically considered a different type of damage.
Yeah, you're placing a damage counter. You're not dealing the damage.
Quest for 1.
It
Pass.
doesn't trigger beast, apparently. You're not damaging the character.
Exactly.
Draw.
So Fred, quest for 1. So if that Fred gets challenged, it gets banished. It gives 2 additional lore, which allows for green to play kind of like hyper aggro almost.
Yeah.
Now Ursula has been played, so a standard, very common emerald drop
Cool.
on turn 2. So we get to the Fortisphere that gets inked. Is that an ink Fortisphere?
That is an inked Fortisphere.
Into a Fishbone, and we're gonna play
Yeah.
another sail into the Azurite Sea. Now these are kind of replacing T-bows almost. We're still getting that ramp. We're still getting the draw, so it does maintain your hand size.
Go ahead.
Oh, it's a bit better than 1 jump
Cards in
ahead.
hand?
But 1 jump ahead, you can sing it though.
3.
I think the only big downside is that you can't ink the 1 jump, as well as it's susceptible to an Ursula as well.
Fair enough. Maybe that's why these are better. I mean, maintaining hand size is probably one of the hardest things when it comes to like ramping. If you keep on ramping from your hand and you use those cards, you just eventually run out of resources, which is why the whole new world needs to be played some point in the game to just maintain that card advantage, so that you can kind of, maintain the same
Ink Bro?
amount of cards against your opponent.
Exactly. Especially
shot?
with Fishbone
Quest for 2.
and Tipo in the deck.
Pass.
That just devours your hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Draw.
Now we get the quest for the Fred and quest for the Ursula, another 2. That puts Jason at
5.
3. Jay Kwong.
Goodbye, Fred.
And we are pinging out the Fred, so that's not gonna lead to the additional lore gain from
Go ahead.
the Fred.
Draw for turn.
But this time around, Dustin does have an ink advantage. We're only on turn. I think this is turn
Sing, Sudden Chill.
8. Sing Sudden
Randomly
Chill.
discard.
Oh my.
Yeah, you choose. Okay, French
Getting
Drop.
rid of Lucky Dime. It's okay. Time a token can always bring it back in the future.
Exactly. The item recursion from the banishment is always pretty strong.
Ink Hypnotize.
Yep.
4 to play Robin Hood.
Yep.
And
Pass turn.
on 4, dropping Robin Hood. Really on curve. Everything has been on curve on Jake Wan's side. And Dustin doesn't need to be on curve because his curve is kind of it's a exponential growth. We're gonna get a popsicle.
Draw. 4.
Yep. Okay.
And we're gonna pop the popsicle.
Yep.
The draw 3 play always feels so good, especially after you get your hand discarded. With this earlier sudden chill, you can just use this to recover your hand. It's just so good, and that's like one of the benefits of playing the Sapphire decks.
Go ahead.
Okay. Draw for turn.
And of course, everything on the opposing side is not quite large, but luckily red can answer most things that are 2 and under.
Robin Hood. Quest for 2.
Yep.
Robin Hood's quest for 2.
Good.
That's gonna see the Robin Hood trigger. We've got Diablo, Dragonfire, John, and Diablo. Now, what does the Robin Hood let you play?
Any actions at 6 or less.
6 or less, and Dragonfire is a 5.
Yeah.
Alright.
Dragonfire is viable.
That's the
Do the
that's the
Jim
promo
Hawkins.
from the
So you're
DLC.
gonna Dragonfire Jim Hawkins.
That's a promo from DLC, was it not?
That is the promo from DLC. Yes.
Also, you don't reveal the top 4 you look at, by the way.
Yeah. It's gonna go to the graveyard anyway, so
Yeah.
discard.
Yeah, you technically doesn't have to reveal it. Could have kept it secret first.
Exactly.
So,
Oh, exert 3? Contemplating
Is
it.
this potentially a Tigger coming down for more actions?
play You Came Back, so I can ready chosen character.
Oh wow, you came back.
And there is no questing
for
restriction
two?
on the You Came Back as well.
So you gotta get another 2 lore, and we're gonna take a look at the next. Oh, we got a brawl. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be Brawl.
And with a single Robin Hood, he's cleared both
Jim Hawkins,
characters.
yeah.
And Hypnotize.
Yep.
Play Ursula.
This is insane. Ursula takes out the whole new
So,
world, but there's another
which one?
whole new world anyway.
Quest for 3.
Quest for
Pass
3.
turn.
That puts Jay Kwan at 10.
Ink.
Yep.
You know, I was about to say that, you know, usually games, like, at the DLCs, they take, like, 40 minutes for matches to finish. And sometimes they go overtime. Like, we don't need 3 rounds. But maybe the format has changed. Maybe it can get fast enough. Because last one was a bit slower, for sure.
Yes, yeah. I would say with a lot of the cards, the power level seems to be a lot higher than with the previous set.
Yep. Draw for turn.
And the synergies just to be so much more, especially with Robin Hood.
Quest for 2 with Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Yep. Effect. Whiff.
A
and
whiff.
No actions.
Whiff on Robin Hood.
Cards in hand.
1.
But everything's been pinged. Now it's to play the damage Sapphire Steel. Where you just keep on playing characters that, if that character is damaged, do this.
5. We don't talk about Bruno.
And we
And
don't
I'm
talk
gonna roll
about
for odds and
Bruno,
evens.
but what we really don't talk about is that Tinkerbell.
Odds evens.
Odds and even. It's an odd. So that card gets
Is the
taken.
Tink?
That's
Oh,
the
it is
Tink.
Tink.
Yep.
I think
Quest for 4.
we are reaching the conclusion of this game fairly soon now.
And pass.
There's only 1 damage across the entire board.
It'll be interesting to see if Dustin's able to play this whole new world that he's kept in hand and still have ink resources to further his plays.
Is this a clean sweep? It's starting to look like one. He inks a Tink and plays the whole new world. Cleans out Jay Kwan's hand, but gives him a fresh new one to work with while not having anything on the board at the moment. A little look of frustration there. Or was it a sigh of relief? We'll find out in this next couple of seconds when he attempts to make his play here. We are getting the finger tap.
Is he able to crack this board?
GG.
No, it's game. And that match concludes with our winner being Jay Kwan.
Blue
Well,
red.
congratulations.
Going back.
Well
Here's
fought by
that
both
be
players.
Need that be prepared. Or
Yeah,
even
absolutely.
Medusa. Medusa and Brawls will trample.
On the
Robin
Blue
Hood.
Eyes White Dragon side.
I'm
So what
sorry.
was the key winning point for you, Jay?
I would say having Prince John comboed in with Robin Hood. Generally, for my deck, I've built it in a way where it does operate pretty similar to Emerald Steel. So you want to mulligan for those Diablo and Diablo shifts, and then go for the discard, and then try to hit your Robin Hood mid-game.
All right, sounds good. All right, so thank you guys for watching our very first feature match. And make sure you guys hit the like button, hit subscribe, and also tap on that notification bell if you guys want to see more stuff from this. It's only going to get better from here. All right. And Cam's just nodding his head thinking like we have a camera on, but we don't have a camera on ourselves, so we'll see you all in the next one.